Hello, everyone. This is the Highlander from the Highlander Wrestling Show. I am here to talk about a great professional wrestler that we had just lost here recently, and his name was Antonio Inoki. And he was a big time Japanese wrestler. As a matter of fact, he went by many ring names. Let me find where I had this written down. That way I won't forget anything. Oh, here we go. Well, let's start off with the wrestlers who he has trained. Which now a lot of these I ain't gonna be able to say because I don't want to say their names wrong. One of them was Bad News Allen, or better known to a lot of wrestling fans out there as Bad News Brown. Brian Adams, the first Tiger Mask, which was a great professional wrestler, masked wrestler, excuse me, and Shinsuke Nakamura was also trained by Antonio Inoki. And anyway, Antonio Inoki was 79 years old when he passed away. I could never figure out exactly what it was that he passed away from, what illness he had. Uh, he was NWF World Heavyweight Champion. He appeared in a lot of he appeared in one movie that a lot of us out there will probably have seen before. He played in the movie The Bad News Bears Go to Japan, and which he was a wrestler. He was in a couple of TV shows. He was the founder of New Japan Pro Wrestling. He was their first champion, the IWGP Heavyweight Champion version, the first original version, two times. NWA North American Champion Tag Team, North American Tag Team Champions one time with one of his fellow countrymen. Uh, NJPW Real World Champion one time. The IWGP League 84 to 86 to 87 to 88. The NJPW Japanese Cup Tag Team Champion League of 86. MSG Legend, or excuse me, MSG League. And uh, he was also Six-Man Tag Team Cup League of 1986. Excuse me, 88. Uh, he's been in the ring with a lot of big time wrestlers. Like he's been in the ring with Hulk Hogan, the Tiger Mask. He's been in the ring with Muhammad Ali. He's beaten Ric Flair. He's been in the ring with Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Stan Henson. He was in the ring with William Regal in WCW. Uh, he also had a lot of Match of the Year awards from the 70s. I believe it was from 1971 to 1979. He was in the ring with the Great Baba. He was tag team with Great Baba against Abdul the Butcher and Tiger Jet Strength, which was a good match. Um, there was one other wrestler that he had been in the ring with, and he's actually won the WWF World Title. It was unorthodox, and at the time he beat Bob Backlund one time for the WWF World Heavyweight Title. He was the first WWF when they had the Mixed Martial Arts Wrestling Championship. He won the title twice, but he was the first one to win it, which I wish they would bring that back. He was also a WWE Hall of Famer, class of 2010. which was very great because I mean the man was just he was just a great professional Japanese wrestler. That's one of the things I love about Japanese wrestling. As a matter of fact, I got the Wrestling All Star card, which I can see in the other videos, and this is a Antonio Inoki New Japan figure, which it was the one that was supposed to not be painted or anything like that. It's just you can tell it's him. It's just not painted. He was a very important man. He was also in the government of Japan. He won that, and he was in there from 1989 to 1995 when he went to Saddam Hussein for releasing Japanese hostages before the outbreak of the Gulf War. Then he went back in 2013 to 2019 to second Senate. He has won the Cauliflower Alley Club Award. He's won the George um, Turgis, I think that's how you say his name, and Luthez Professional Wrestling Hall of Famer. He has done the National Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame class of 2001, Japanese Wrestling Alliance NWA International Tag Team Championships 4 times, uh, All Asian Tag Team Championships 4 times, 11th World Big League Wrestling Award or tournament, basically. The first and second World Tag Team League with numerous tag team partners of his countrymen with his countrymen. National Wrestling Foundation NWF World Heavyweight Title. That's the one I was saying. He was his first world title. He's won it 4 times. New Japan Wrestling 1 time. I mean, the man was a very important uh, wrestler of the wrestling business because I mean he was just and he also founded his own wrestling promotion, the Inoki Wrestling Federation. He won the Promoter of the Year award in 2001. Wrestling Overseer Newsletter Hall of Fame, class of 1996. Uh, like I said, he was just a big time professional wrestler. I mean, he was just he was the most unique wrestler and Japanese wrestler because he was just a tough man. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't get into the Kawasaki Death Match tournament because he was just that tough. And I just lost my light. But he was also he was married twice, I believe. One of his wives was a Japanese actor. Matter of fact, let me find. Well, let me go to this before I get into her. He appeared in the film "The Bad News Bears Go to Japan" as himself as a wrestler, and they was kind of doing a thing where it was kind of like him against Muhammad Ali, but he was in the. They had a guy in there named. Well, his name was Gene LeBel. I think that's how you say his last name. And kill that dog. Um, he was, the movie was actually a funny part of the movie. You couldn't help but laugh at it because, I mean, of course, it's the Bad News Bears. He was in the ring with Steven Rigo for a non-title match at the Clash of the Champions on April the 4th of 1998. He also been in the ring with Don Fry, who he beat, which is not easy to do. Don Fry. Uh, he was a I think he got in the ring with the Giant Silva, if I'm not mistaken, and I think he beat him. And the post New Japan years from 2005 to 2019 were, I guess that's where he trained Shinsuke Nakamura, which, like I said, I didn't know that he was actually trained. I didn't know he trained Shinsuke Nakamura, which now when I look at it, it's very obvious. But let's go to his match with Ric Flair. That took place in Korea, which, like I said, he beat Ric Flair. Uh, I was actually kind of shocked that they let, which not for so much for Shinsuke, not I mean, excuse me, Antonio Inoki for over there, but them having Ric Flair over there, which Ric Flair was, actually a recognized world heavyweight champion all over the world. He's, in my opinion, he wasn't as popular as Hulk Hogan. That would have made more sense to have Hulk Hogan over there, but that's not the point of this video. But like I said, he been. I mean, the man was just, I hate that he had because he was one of my favorite Japanese wrestlers of all time. Uh, he was when he fought. He was in Tokyo, Japan, where he went up against Muhammad Ali, and that was the actual first MMA fight of all time. And which, in my opinion, Antonio Inoki was a smart fighter. Muhammad Ali was outclassed in 3 or 4 different ways. He was outclassed for, well, toughness. He was outclassed in speed. I mean, Inoki wasn't dumb. He wasn't a dummy. He knew what he was doing in the ring. He was a mixed martial artist, professional wrestler. He knew that he couldn't go hand to hand with Muhammad Ali, but he knew that Muhammad Ali couldn't wrestle or he couldn't grapple or nothing. He wasn't a street fighter, so therefore he was going to take him out with his legs, and that way he had him. Uh, the Japanese Wrestling Alliance is where he really got his foot into the professional wrestling with the Great Baba. That was back in I think 1967, I believe, is when that was. And the man will surely be missed. His ring names he went by was Antonio Inoki, the Kim Size. I can't even pronounce that. Kenji Inoki, I think that's how you say it. Killer Inoki, Little Tokyo, Tokyo Tom, I think is what he went by when he went up against Bob Backlund, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. The man was born in 1943, so he was 79 years old when he passed away. And Antonio Inoki also, I never understood what the beef was between him and Bruno Sammartino, which I've heard Bruno Sammartino say a couple of times that he wasn't a fan of Antonio Inoki. Which, everybody's got their preferences and everything. If the man don't like you, he don't like you. So, yeah, as a matter of fact, I got it right here. I found where his date of his passing away was on October the 1st, 2022, at the age of 79 years old. So I had that right about the age. Oh, his wife was like I said, she was a Japanese actor, and his fourth wife, I think she passed away of something. I can't remember what they said. I remember hearing something about that, or I read about it. I can't remember what she actually passed away from. Uh, he, he had one daughter, and for the life of me, I couldn't tell you how to pronounce her name, which I don't want to make it sound bad that I can't. But I love Japanese culture. I love the professional wrestling out of Japan. That was one of my favorites. Along with, I loved luchador wrestling. Of course, here in the United States, which I've just always been a fan of it. But I was very saddened to hear about Antonio Inoki. He was sounded like he was a very likable person. I would have loved to have met the man, which that would have only been a dream of mine. Which that dream has done been killed over. Um, he, like I said, I got a couple of things of him. The wrestling figure I just showed you, the Wrestling All Star '83 card. I got the movie that he was in, Bad News Bears Go to Japan, which everybody needs to see that movie. That was, just a good movie. But I guess you could say, well, the best way to put Antonio Inoki, you had men like, you had Hulk Hogan, you had Bret the Hitman Hart champion, Bruno Sammartino, you had your Ric Flair, you had and then of course you had this man, Antonio Inoki. And he was a great heavyweight champion. In my opinion, from what I'm gathered, from what I have seen and everything, you put all the titles and all that you put in there together, he has achieved more as far as championships and titles than Ric Flair did. I mean, he has, as you know, as I named them off, he has won. He has been presented a lot of big time awards. Um, like I said, I was excited about doing this video, which I'm nervous about it because I didn't want to mess up. So I kept a lot of stuff to help me remember, so I wouldn't mess up on anything. But yeah, now some of his matches he had with Andre the Giant was just, they were great. His match with Hulk Hogan was great. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever seen, in my opinion, he's never had a bad wrestling match. Which the one where him against Muhammad Ali that was something that I think it was the great idea, perfect idea. But I think at the time when they put it on, when the match was fixing to happen, they both was in the ring and all that. It was a deal where Muhammad Ali was so used to talking trash and all this that he let it go to his head. Where Inoki, like I said, you watch the wrestling match, you can see it on YouTube. Uh, he was a smarter fighter. He got down on the mat, taking out Muhammad Ali's legs because he knew without his legs he couldn't do his fancy footwork, couldn't throw punches or nothing like that. Which Inoki, if it went without the rules that they had, Inoki would have wound up beating Muhammad Ali flat out. Um, which now Gorilla Monsoon took care of Muhammad Ali during the WWF back in the day. I think it was in 1980, I believe. Which Arturo Inoki, I used to love the fact that my favorite robe that I seen him wear to the ring was one of my all time favorite. It had Mount Fuji on the back of it. Of course, he always had a different color towels he had around his neck and all that. Which the man was like a Japanese version of Ric Flair. Uh, he was a like I said, he was a tremendous professional wrestler, martial artist. Um, I put him up there with guys like the Great Kabuki, Shinsuke Nakamura, Asuka. He was the original. The Great Baba was a great professional wrestler. He was a big man. He was like Andre the Giant over there. Wasn't quite as big as Andre, but he was, he was unusually big for over there, basically. In that round, of course, you had your sumo wrestlers and everything, which obviously outweighed him, but the Great Baba was a big man. But Antonio Inoki, he will surely be missed, like I said. Uh, Anybody that's got anything of him, keep it because you got a treasure right there. I mean, he was a great professional wrestler, and we lost a legend. He was a legend, a great champion. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. Make sure you keep up with Newton at Ultimo Gallows uh, wrestling show. Make sure you go see your local wrestling when it comes in. Uh, and y'all keep me on y'all's subscribe and all that, because I'm going to be doing some more videos. It just takes me a little bit, and I hope everybody out there has a great day or night or whenever it is y'all watch this video, and I sure do appreciate it. And y'all check me out on my next new video. We never know who it's going to be about. Y'all take care.